They are so pathetic. Love to watch them try to play defense. They have no plan but to take Trump out, but to take out Trump. They will let this country be destroyed. Oh, absolutely. They would bomb the place. I mean, they'll do whatever they have to, destroy it before they'll let him take office. We know that, right? I think most people know that. That's why it's like, you know, how is this going to happen? I guess that, I don't, you know, it's going to be a miracle. I had mentioned yesterday how Glenn Beck was interviewing Trump yesterday, and Trump said it'll be fair if Jesus himself comes down and does the count. It's going to take a miracle. Glenn Beck had also asked him, you know, who do you think's running the country? Because, you know, Biden's out of it. He's been out of it, but, you know, yeah, and Trump said, I believe it's a committee of people. That's your shadow government, you know, the ones you don't see that are really always controlling the administrations, you know, and then when the presidents, you know, get out of hand or want to reveal something or do something right, you know, or do something in the interest of the people, you know, they take a shot at them. Sort of like, you know, they gave Reagan that warning shot when they tried to shoot him. Or they did shoot him. They say that was just a warning. So, yeah, these have been the people controlling America. But you could see look at how many people are, because that's why the enemy is within. That's why the enemy is the worst. The enemy within is worse. Because they're your fellow American citizens. They're your nursing unions. I'm not going to say they're every union in this country because I don't know. I mean, the Teamsters backed Trump, right? Police union did. So I don't want to say all the unions are bad, but I'll tell you one thing. All the American nurses that are in National Nurses United, that union, those people came out the top of that union right away and endorsed Harris. And they supported open borders. And I've been saying this for years. This came out yesterday. Immigrants will be America's only source of labor force growth. So all of those that's what's so sad, like, again, the nursing union. Those are American nurses in that union, and all this time they've been trusting the top of that organization that they have your back. They never have. Neither has American Nurses Association. They all supported open borders because to help your CEOs of the hospitals get cheap labor. I mean, what's his name? Bill Clinton said this just yesterday, in the last couple of days. How Laken Riley, that nursing student, she was killed by an illegal immigrant, and Bill Clinton said it's because she wasn't, or they weren't vetting anybody. No, because they're all just coming across. Doesn't matter. And so these organizations of nursing supported that. So did the medical organizations. They supported the very things that to take jobs away from American nurses. So that's the reason why they're always trying to, they're deliberately trying to make your work environment bad. And then the excuse they use is, oh, there's a nursing shortage. I've said it before. I've said it for years. There absolutely is not. There is not. Have they driven a bunch of nurses out? Yes, deliberately so. While they say it's stress and all this, no, they're the ones that are the problem. But for even going back, every year there's always a waiting list to get into the nursing program. So, and that's across the country. It was that way 13 years ago when I graduated. It was that way 10 years prior to that. It's always that way. So it's usually a lot, depending on the college. You got to get a lottery, or, you know, you get pulled out of a lottery because they don't have enough seats. So there's plenty of nurses, American nurses, but they have to say there's a shortage so they can push immigrants. And that's what Bill Clinton said. He said, well, there's not enough Americans and we need somebody to do the labor. No, there's plenty of nurses. They just don't want to pay nurses, and it's to screw Americans over. So it's heartbreaking to think all of these nurses in this nursing union have all been being betrayed by the very top of their organization. because that's why they all hated Trump. They supported open borders. Like, there's no rhyme and reason for any nurse to support that. It leads to an overwhelmed health care. It leads to the more chance of disease. I mean, you just open border. It's irresponsible. But they did it because I've said they serve the same people, your employers. So while you think they have your back, they really don't, because all of your major institutions, this is what it's about for them. So, yeah, and Bill Clinton said that. Yeah, we don't have enough Americans. No, we do. We do. They just want cheap labor. It's disgraceful. The heartbreaking reality that it's Americans, it's your fellow Americans that are doing this to us. They're the enemy within. And they've been doing it a long time. It's almost like it borders on like a mental disorder, a personality disorder. Because, if you really hate your country that much, then just move. Why would you want to, these people have gone so far as to hurt the very people that they claim to represent. You have a warped mind. You have some sort of mental problem to do that. You claim you're for helping America. You even call yourself American Nurses Association. You're American. No, been serving this all along, and they're not the only institution. Medical too, and not just the teachers. All of it, because it's Americans they hate, and they're Americans. But I don't know. They go and get on board with this globalism stuff, and the globalists hate America. I think that most of them are just jealous of America instead of trying to be a part of America and loving this country. At every turn, all they do is try to destroy it, put it down, disgrace it, and really they're the disgraceful people. They've all supported this agenda, which all this is to bring in cheap labor. That's how obsessed with money these people are. And to see that in nursing is really disgusting. To some extent, you expect to see it, in medicine, because, the hospitalists get paid. But it's now just so sick. It's so sick. It's not therapeutic. It's just... But everybody that's heading up, all these professionals, they've been serving this globalist agenda. So that's all your enemy within. They don't need to be violent with you. They just need to act like that they have your back and they represent your cause. All the while, they're just screwing you over and you don't even know it. They're just, digging the knife in your back. So, yeah, that's what they wanted. That's why that's the biggest reason, in my opinion, they wanted open borders. They wanted open borders is to get cheap labor for the wealthy. And none of those people, those are all the people that don't love America. It's heartbreaking to me because I love America. It's not, and I can't, say I've ever had the American dream, really. In this messed up system in this country, I don't even know what the American dream is anymore. But these people that are Americans that did this to our country, it's not just, Kamala Harris and Biden. It's all these other people that went along with this, that supported globalism, supported open borders. And all that serves is the people that are already the billionaires, the millionaires. So we need a major house cleaning. We need this country to be turned upside down to get all this filth out. Never should these people at these organizations be trusted again to head anything up. They have not only betrayed their fellow American citizens, they've betrayed what this country stands for. And they're private citizens, so there's nothing you can do about it, but they most certainly should never have a seat at the table again. They all are responsible for this. It'll be a miracle. Trump will easily win. He's ahead. But yeah, these people, there's nothing will stop them. They're sick-minded, they're mentally ill, they're unstable. And they are all heading up our country, heading up our professional organizations, And unfortunately, they're Americans, and this is how much they hate America. Pray, America, pray. We need prayers.